Welcome back, everybody. It is Dictator Chase on another episode of Chase Unhinged. And today, we're going to be talking about Pam Bondi and how she doesn't know how to run defense for pedophiles. We're going to be talking about they captured my homie Maduro, boo, and they killed the Ayatollah. So, without further ado, let's get right into the video. On February 11th, 2026, she, being Pam Bondi, appeared before the House Judiciary Committee, which, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a group of congresswomen/men who oversee the current administration to make sure they're following the laws. And not only did she lie, unconvincingly, she couldn't create related excuses for her complete mismanagement of the Epstein files to begin with. Roll the clip.
How many of Epstein's co-conspirators have you indicted? How many perpetrators are you even?
The Dow right now is over 50,000. I don't know why you're laughing.
So, in response to the question, how many co-conspirators of Jeffrey Epstein have you indicted? She said that everyone who tried to impeach Trump term 1 should apologize because Merrick Garland found no evidence of Russian interference during the 2016 election, and Obama was president during the beginning of the Epstein case, so it's the Democrats' fault. And we shouldn't worry about this at all, because the Dow right now is over 50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. Okay, so first off, this is a massive pivot from the question. The answer is 10, by the way. I'm not sure why that's such an embarrassing number, but I digress. Secondly, there is proof the 2016 election had interference done by Russia, but it wasn't enough to overturn the election results, and wasn't the reason Trump had been impeached back in 2019. That was for abuse of power and obstruction of Congress related to his dealings with Ukraine. Remember, he's trying to set up, the election was stolen, we need to do it January 6th, and then that's what happened with Hunter Biden and all that bullshit with the laptops and oh no. But yeah, so there's that. And yeah, Obama was president during the initial Epstein case, and he is responsible for the suppression of the information. Well, I mean, specifically Eric Holder and Alex Acosta, as you know, if you watched the Filthy Rich documentary with Epstein. But the answer isn't getting upset with just them. To be consistent, the guy you just praised in Merrick Garland would also be guilty by the same exact reasoning. I mean, come on. They're both attorney generals. You're an attorney general. Was. I mean, hopefully was soon. I mean, Jesus, I don't know how she's still employed, honestly. And lastly, yes, the Dow being over 50,000. Sure, that speaks very well for American corporations, you know, because the Dow, if you don't know what that is, it's an index of the top 30 U.S. financial and industrial corporations. That's great for them. Except for, you know, the unregulatory nature of our government on corporations, ensuring they only benefit shareholders and only somewhat because they mostly benefit the owner/CEO of said corporation. And by the way, the amount of Americans who own stocks in the S&P 500, well, own stocks, period, 63%. Okay, and you might be thinking, oh, 63, that's actually majority of Americans. 93% of the entire market, 93% is owned by only 10% of that 63% of people. Okay, you are getting scraps. It's disgusting. Next, they captured my homie Maduro. So on January 3rd, 2026, the U.S. did a land invasion of Venezuela, taking just 2 hours and 21 minutes, capturing Maduro, the president of Venezuela, located in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. The U.S. did this because of two things. Number one, Maduro has created a pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in Venezuela, so we now label him a narco-terrorist. Ooh, so bad. And number two, Maduro nationalized Venezuela's oil production, kicking out American corporations who would profit otherwise. So they owe, quotation marks, us, double quotation marks, oil. Now we have Delcy Rodriguez, who is the acting president of Venezuela. She was the VP, and she's more inclined to be cooperative of U.S. imperialism. She's gonna be like, oh yeah, the corporations, Exxon, they can have our oil. That's cool. And yeah, that helps nobody. That doesn't do anything to improve the domestic policy of America or Venezuela. So it's just pointless, and Maduro is at least trying, you know. So shouts out to him. I think he's located in New York right now in prison, so hopefully he escapes. Oh, they killed the Ayatollah. So February 28th, the U.S. strikes Tehran, the capital of Iran, and kills the supreme leader, Ali Khamenei. So this is a funny story. Reza Pahlavi, the last crown prince of Iran, who the U.S. wanted to become the next leader, out of the ones who survived, I don't know if that is, because a lot were killed in the strike, is not going to be, because the Assembly of Experts have selected Ayatollah's son, Mojtaba Khamenei. Okay, I probably really butchered the pronunciation, but whatever. So he's gonna be the next supreme leader. Shocking. It's so funny. There's this clip, Jesse Waters. I'll see if we can roll it in.
The Nepo baby's the new Ayatollah. The mullahs spent 45 years denouncing hereditary dynasties, and they just crowned a king, Khamenei Jr., the boss's son. He's 56, no resume except his last name. He's like Iran's Hunter Biden, except Kid Khamenei was treated for ED 3 times.
So Jesse Waters, yeah, no,
They're doing a monarchy. No.
that honestly did kind of bang, I'm not gonna lie. But it is ironic, though. The reason I point out that he's talking about monarchy is because he literally wants Iran to be run by the monarchy. The last crown prince. Who's, by the way, is going to speak at CPAC in Dallas, Texas, Fort Worth, here in March 25th. So that'll be fun. And yeah, this new Khamenei is going to be even worse than the previous regime. Shocking. Some things to note that are important. Iran is a Shia Islam nation, viewing their supreme leader, who was killed by the U.S., as a martyr, justifying a jihad or extreme measures for revenge. That does not speak well for the future of this Trump war. Trump-chosen war is what it is. They have already attacked Dubai and other neutral countries, even though they boast American army bases and Israeli army bases, hence why they are or were attacked. Well, that and the location, with all the oil reserves and army bases again. Not to mention they are Sunni Muslims, so we got Islam infighting in the big 2026. Great. Basically, we are trying to do Libya 2.0, where the region fights among itself and becomes even weaker, allowing for us, well, really Israel, to have dominance over the region, which, if imperialist violence to eliminate any possibility of competition is the goal, then regime changes done by the US are wildly successful. However, there are some major drawbacks when these nations are killing each other, and that's global trade becomes in danger. Some American lives will be lost, not a big issue for our leaders, they don't really give a shit. And when global trade gets affected, prices go up. Uh-oh, economy bad, what? Oh no. Specifically in this case, we can look at the Strait of Hormuz, which carries 20% of the entire world's oil and is located right in the Gulf countries dominated by Sunni Muslim nations, protected, quotation marks, by American and Israeli bases. Iran is surrounded by mountains, making a land invasion very difficult, and have 30 to 50,000 missiles that, in order to defend, cost us 1 to 3 million, because usually the first 2 million missiles fail. The only advantage we have is the ability to cut Iran's water, or access to water, but that would also destroy us by increasing energy costs globally by over 33%. So the hope right now is, even with the hatred the Iranian people and new leader have for the US and Israel, rightfully so. I mean, imagine if Asif Merchant was successful. The tune would be very different on regime change, just saying. So the hope is Iran doesn't blow up the world's economy, and we can somehow hold the US and Israel accountable for violating war laws, and to, instead of destroying struggling regimes, which we are becoming if not already there, maybe help them not struggle so much, so they can have better domestic policy, which then you would see that maybe Western civilization isn't unique to race, but rather wealth and prosperity. Just saying. Period! And that's all I have for you guys today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If not, still give it a thumbs up. I know I'm super late with this one. The next one's gonna be a little more fun, but yeah, just stay tuned. I'm gonna try to do these weekly. So love you guys. Bye.